Have you ever woken up in the stillness before sunrise and felt, for just a moment, that the world is holding its breath? That sacred space between the darkness and the first light carries a quiet power, a gentle invitation for reflection, for presence, for dua. In these moments, the heart is soft, the mind uncluttered, and the soul is quietly open. It is as though the universe pauses, waiting to hear the whispers of your deepest intentions. And yet, how often do we rush past this gift, pulling the blankets over our heads, returning to the comfort of sleep, unaware of the immense spiritual opportunity slipping quietly through our fingers. Imagine for a moment that the hours between Fajr and sunrise are like a bridge. On one side is the world, with its noise, its distractions, its endless demands. On the other side lies your higher self, your clarity, your spiritual growth, and the life you truly wish to live. Dua, heartfelt, sincere, intentional dua is the key that allows you to cross that bridge. Not in a hurry, not in a list of wishes, but in the quiet intimacy of speaking directly to your Creator. And what is remarkable is that in this sacred time, your prayers carry a potency that is unmatched, a resonance that transforms not only your immediate moments, but the trajectory of your days, your months, even your life. Take a deep breath now. Let it fill your chest, your belly, your heart. Let the stillness of the early morning wrap around you like a soft shawl. And ask yourself, how often do I allow myself to truly connect in the morning? Not just mechanically, but with a heart that is awake, aware, and yearning? How often do I make space for my soul before the world demands my attention? The answers may surprise you. Often we move through life in routines, forgetting that each dawn is a sacred opportunity, a chance to reset, to purify, to realign with our higher purpose. I want to share a story with you. There was a young woman I once met, overwhelmed by life's pressures. Each day felt heavy, each night restless. She would wake for Fajr, but her prayers were rushed, her heart distracted, her mind spinning with worries. One morning, she decided to pause, to truly sit with her dua, letting her words flow like water from her heart rather than a script from her mind. That morning, as the sun crept over the horizon, she felt a lightness she had never known. Clarity arrived, peace arrived, and with that peace, she began to notice that her decisions, her relationships, and even her sense of self started to shift. This is the power of those early moments when the world is quiet and your soul is listening. Dua between Fajr and sunrise is not simply about asking for what we want. It is about tuning into what we truly need. It is about softening the heart, aligning the mind, and purifying intentions. In these moments, you are not speaking to an abstract force. You are engaging in an intimate conversation with your Creator, the one who knows your heart, understands your struggles, and is ready to guide you toward what is best for you, even when you cannot yet see it. The quiet of dawn is like a mirror for the soul, reflecting not just our desires, but our readiness to receive, our openness to growth, and our willingness to surrender to a higher wisdom. Let us pause for a moment and reflect. What are the intentions you carry today? Are they aligned with your values, your truths, your higher purpose? Or have they become entangled with fear, expectation, or obligation? Dua is the compass that helps you navigate this landscape. And when offered in the sacred early hours, it becomes infused with a special energy, an energy that is pure, potent, and transformative. Even a few moments of sincere dua can ripple through your entire day, influencing your mindset, your actions, and your inner peace. Consider this: the world often teaches us to seek power, success, and comfort externally. But dua reminds us that true power arises from within, from intention awareness and a heart aligned with the divine. In these early hours, you are invited to step away from the noise, to embrace stillness, and to speak from a place of authenticity. It is here that the seeds of transformation are planted. What you ask for in these moments is not just a request, it is a declaration of the person you are becoming. I invite you now to imagine your dua as a gentle river flowing upward. Every word, every whispered plea, every silent sigh rises with purpose, reaching the heavens with clarity and sincerity. Do not underestimate the simplicity of a heartfelt "guide me," "heal me," or "strengthen me." These are not mere words. They are the language of the soul, the vibration of sincerity, and the essence of true faith. And when offered in the morning, before the world awakens, they carry a vibration that resonates far beyond the surface of your life. Let us explore the inner dimension of this practice. The hours between Fajr and sunrise are inherently liminal, a threshold between sleep and wakefulness, night and day, the unconscious and the conscious. In these liminal moments, your awareness is like a soft lens, capturing the subtle truths that are often missed in the rush of daily life. Your mind is quieter, your heart more receptive, your intentions clearer. It is a time when you can gently observe your thoughts, release what no longer serves you, and consciously invite what you wish to cultivate. Dua becomes not just a request, but a sacred act of intentional living, a practice that bridges the spiritual and the practical, the inner and the outer. Reflect for a moment. How many days have you begun with distraction, obligation, or stress, rather than mindful presence? And how might your day, your life, change if each morning began with a sacred pause, a quiet conversation, and an intentional heart? Even a few minutes of sincere dua can shift your energy, recalibrate your mindset, and open doors that you did not even know existed. The rhythm of morning dua is a reminder that the smallest acts of intention often yield the deepest transformation. I want you to consider a practical approach, something simple yet profoundly effective. Begin with gratitude. Before you ask, offer thanks. Thank for life, health, breath, guidance, and the simple blessings that often go unnoticed. Then turn to your intentions. What do you seek today? Clarity, patience, courage, healing, strength. Speak as if your heart was speaking alone, without judgment or haste. And finally, listen. After your dua, sit in stillness. Let your soul absorb the presence, the quiet, the possibility. This is where the magic begins. In the silence that follows sincere words, you might wonder, does it really matter what I say or how I feel in these few morning moments? And the answer is yes. The quality of your presence, the sincerity of your heart, the awareness you bring determines the impact of your dua. It is not about eloquence, but authenticity. Not about length, but depth. Not about urgency, but alignment. Each word spoken with intention carries weight. Each pause embraced with mindfulness opens space for guidance. And slowly, steadily, your life begins to reflect this alignment. Remember, the early morning is a spiritual laboratory. It is a sacred practice space where intentions are tested, refined, and strengthened. In these hours, you are offered a unique chance to step away from reactive patterns, habitual thinking, and emotional noise. Here, your dua becomes a practice of presence, an exercise in mindfulness, and a declaration of your higher self. Every whisper, every tear, every breath of sincerity is a step toward inner clarity and life transformation. And as you cultivate this practice, you will notice subtle shifts. Your mind becomes calmer. Your heart grows lighter. Your decisions become clearer. Your relationships deepen. Your sense of purpose strengthens. These are the invisible ripples of consistent intentional dues, ripples that extend far beyond the early morning, shaping your days, your mindset, and your inner peace. Ask yourself gently, how might my life change if I honored this sacred time every day? How might my heart soften, my mind clarify, and my soul awaken? The answer is in the stillness, in the breath, in the intention. The power of dua between Fajr and sunrise is not an abstract promise. It is a living reality, available to anyone willing to pause, to listen, and to speak with sincerity. So, take this moment now. Close your eyes if you can. Breathe deeply. Invite your heart to speak. Let your intentions rise quietly, humbly, sincerely. Know that in this sacred time, your dua carries weight, your presence carries value, and your soul is being nurtured in ways you may not yet see. And remember, this is a gift, a bridge from the ordinary to the extraordinary, from distraction to awareness, from mere existence to purposeful living. As the sun slowly rises, painting the sky with soft hues of gold and pink, I invite you to linger in this sacred pause. Notice how the world seems to hold its breath just for you, giving space for your soul to awaken fully. This is not a fleeting moment. It is an opportunity to shape your day, your mindset, and your inner landscape with intention and presence. Between Fajr and sunrise, the universe leans in, ready to hear the sincerity of your heart. And when you engage in dua during this time, you are not merely reciting words, you are aligning with a rhythm far greater than yourself, a rhythm that guides, supports, and transforms. Consider the nature of this transformation. It is gentle. It is subtle. It is profound. Each morning, as you speak from the heart, you plant seeds of clarity, resilience, patience, and gratitude. Some days, you may not feel the change immediately. Yet over time, these seeds grow, shaping your thoughts, your actions, and your sense of self. The consistency of sincere dua, even for a few minutes each morning, is like the steady rise of the sun itself. Gradual, inevitable, illuminating all it touches. I want you to reflect for a moment on the quality of your intentions. Are they born from fear, from habit, from societal expectation, or are they rooted in love, sincerity, and a desire to grow into the best version of yourself? Dua is the mirror of your soul. It reflects not only what you wish to receive, but also the state of your heart. When offered with authenticity, it does more than request guidance. It shapes the person who is asking. Each morning, you are given a sacred choice to rise into awareness or to drift into routine. And this choice, repeated daily, molds the life you will experience. Let me share another story. A man, overwhelmed by the weight of his responsibilities, felt disconnected from his purpose. Each morning, he would rise for Fajr, but the prayer felt mechanical, the dua perfunctory. One day, he decided to approach it differently, not to ask for specific outcomes, but to open his heart and invite guidance. As he spoke, he allowed his fears, doubts, and hopes to surface. And in the stillness after his dua, he felt a clarity he had never known. Over time, this practice transformed his approach to life. Challenges became opportunities. Decisions became aligned with his values. His relationships deepened. And all of this began with a few sincere moments before sunrise. What does this teach us? That dua is not a transaction. It is a relationship. It is the unfolding dialogue between your heart and the divine, a conversation that nurtures, clarifies, and strengthens you from the inside out. And when this conversation takes place in the quiet hours of the morning, it carries a potency that transcends ordinary experience. Your words, your silence, your presence, all are amplified in these sacred moments. Now, I invite you to pause and consider your own morning practice. How often do you allow yourself to simply be? To breathe, to reflect, to connect? Before the day's demands pull you away, how might your life change if each day you began with intentional dua, gratitude, and reflection? Even a few minutes can transform the tone of your entire day, opening space for mindfulness, compassion, and purpose-driven action. There is a profound wisdom in starting the day with what I call the threefold awareness. Awareness of your heart, awareness of your mind, and awareness of your connection to the divine. Begin by softening your heart. Notice what it longs for, what burdens it carries, and what it wishes to release. Then bring awareness to your mind. Observe thoughts, acknowledge distractions, and consciously choose what you will focus on. Finally, recognize your connection to the divine, a source of guidance, love, and wisdom that is always present, waiting to respond to your sincere call. In this simple, mindful structure, dua becomes not just a request, but a practice of alignment, growth, and inner peace. It is important to remember that transformation through dua is rarely instant. The power lies in consistency, sincerity, and presence. Some days, your dua may feel dry or mechanical, and that is okay. It is the commitment to return, to engage, and to speak with the intention that matters most. Each morning is a new opportunity to cultivate patience, trust, and alignment. And over time, this practice reshapes your inner world, your perceptions, and the very quality of your life. Let us explore the emotional dimension. Dua is an act of vulnerability. It is the gentle admission of our hopes, our fears, and our dependence on something greater than ourselves. When offered sincerely, it softens the edges of pride, dissolves the rigidity of self-reliance, and opens the heart to guidance and grace. The morning, in its quiet and stillness, amplifies this vulnerability, allowing us to confront our inner truths with honesty and compassion. In this sacred space, we are not judged, not hurried, not distracted. We are simply present. And in this presence, profound transformation begins. I invite you now to reflect: what fears, doubts, or attachments might I release in this moment? What clarity or guidance do I seek most deeply? What qualities do I wish to cultivate? Patience, courage, compassion, resilience. Allow these questions to rise gently in your awareness as you offer your dua. Speak not from obligation, but from the quiet longing of your heart. Let your words be simple, sincere, and intentional. And after speaking, sit in stillness. Listen, feel, receive. This is where the true power of your dua manifests, not merely in the asking, but in the receptivity that follows. Consider the ripple effect. A sincere morning dua affects not only your internal state, but also your external actions. When your heart is aligned, your mind is clear, and your intentions are grounded, the way you interact with the world changes. Decisions become conscious, responses become measured, and your presence becomes a source of calm and inspiration for others. The early morning practice of dua is thus both deeply personal and profoundly universal. It nurtures the self while influencing the world around you. I want to offer a gentle reminder. Do not underestimate the value of small, consistent acts. Even if you dedicate just 5 minutes each morning to heartfelt dua, the cumulative effect over weeks, months, and years is transformative. The power lies not in length, complexity, or eloquence, but in authenticity, awareness, and intentionality. Like the rising sun, which slowly illuminates the world, your consistent practice gradually illuminates your inner landscape, reshaping your perceptions, your emotions, and your life. And now, let us reflect on the deeper purpose. Dua is not merely about seeking relief from challenges or asking for blessings. It is a practice of realignment, a way to reconnect with your values, your intentions, and your higher purpose. It is a reminder that life is not simply about reacting to circumstances, but about consciously shaping your inner world, which in turn shapes the outer world. Between Fajr and sunrise, this practice becomes a sacred ritual of awakening, transformation, and empowerment. As you cultivate this habit, remember to balance asking with gratitude. Acknowledge what you already have, your life, your breath, your capacity to grow, your ability to love and be loved. Gratitude is the soil in which the seeds of dua take root. Without it, requests can feel hollow or self-centered. With it, every word spoken carries depth, resonance, and receptivity. The early morning, with its quiet majesty, provides the perfect environment for this delicate balance. I invite you now to envision your life transformed through this practice. Imagine waking each day with clarity, purpose, and alignment. Imagine approaching challenges with patience and courage, relationships with compassion and understanding, and decisions with wisdom and clarity. All of this begins with the simple, intentional act of sincere dua in the sacred hours before sunrise. It is not magic, though it may feel miraculous. It is the consistent, mindful practice of aligning your heart, mind, and soul with what is true, good, and purposeful. Before we conclude, let us pause and reflect on one final truth. You are worthy of this sacred time. Your heart, your soul, your growth, all deserve the quiet attention of morning dua. Do not let the world steal this gift with distraction, urgency, or obligation. Protect it, honor it, and in doing so, you nurture not only your own spirit, but also the world around you. So, as you rise tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after, remember this. The power of dua between Fajr and sunrise is waiting for you. It is patient, unwavering, and infinitely compassionate. Speak with sincerity, listen with openness, align your intentions, and watch as your life transforms quietly yet profoundly from the inside out. Carry this truth with you. Transformation is not reserved for extraordinary moments. It begins in the ordinary, in the small, consistent, mindful acts of alignment, gratitude, and presence. Let your mornings be sacred. Let your dew be heartfelt. And let your life reflect the quiet power of a soul intentionally awakened. And finally, I encourage you to share this message. Invite others to honor their mornings, to embrace the quiet, to speak sincerely from the heart, and subscribe for more guidance that nurtures your spiritual well-being, emotional healing, and conscious living. Every day, every moment is an opportunity to grow, align, and step closer to the person you are meant to become.